Dragon Storm is finally released. Well, at least in Japan. I don't know when we're ever going to get it. If you are new to this channel, I am Spartan Strike. I do focus this channel on Pokemon TCG content, whether it be in real life or online. And eventually I'll broaden into other Pokemon stuff, like in general. So for instance, the movie trailers or, I don't know, merchandise or something. I don't know. It depends how I feel. Depends how I figure things out. But anyway, enough with the rant, ramble, whatever you want to call it there. First of all, right now I have Pallet Town theme playing almost non-stop. I do love this music a lot, so I'm just going to keep it on the background while I go ahead and review the main event for today, which is the Dragonstorm expansion has been finally released in Japan, but there isn't really any word yet as far as when it's going to get released here in the US. We're assuming maybe our August set. That's potential, but there's just no official word on that just quite yet. But anyway, all the cards have been released, at least for this expansion here. So I wanted to go ahead and take a look at it. Most of the cards I want to say we've already covered in my other previous first impressions video. So I'm not going to ramble on too much of those, but I just wanted to give like my quick little glance at these cards, give you guys some opinions, some things that I think could work or could not work, and then we'll take a look at the full arts and the hyper rares that have also been revealed for those cards as well. So let's go ahead and get started with the Charizard line. Now Charizard I've already covered in another video. Very good attack, very good ability, pretty decent. Stage 2 is going to slow it down, but still it's very viable. A very viable Charizard that we haven't had in who knows how long. The one interesting thing about this though is the Charmeleon that comes with it. So it's got an attack for 80 damage, discard 1 energy. That's pretty typical of evolution fire Pokemon. You know, it's usually the 80 or 90 damage, but you have to discard the 1 fire. Not a big deal. It's the ability that's interesting. Once during your turn, before you attack, when you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may discard the top 5 cards from your deck and attach any fire energy discarded this way, which is actually a very nice way of basically setting up your fire Pokemon. I mean, I don't see any reason why Charmeleon would need to get 5 fire energies, but hey, if you can get like at least 2, then you're off to a good start, because then the next time when you're able to attack, you attach that. Or no, not even, in the same turn. So you evolve, you get 2 fire energies, then you attach, you get 1 more energy, boom, you're done, you're ready to attack. You can even wally into a Charizard and just go straight from there. So there's a very nice thing that there's very nice combos you can pull off with that ability. So it'd be pretty interesting to see how many fire energies you would want to play in a deck like that, because obviously you don't want to discard cards that you're going to need, like maybe Choice Band, or, you know, supporter cards like Cynthia maybe, or an N, who knows. But I like it, and you can always de-evolution and then, you know, evolve into another Charmeleon either next turn or another Charmander you have on your bench. So you can definitely speed up the fire energies for sure with this Pokemon. So kudos to Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard for getting some pretty decent attention here. Very, very nice. Victini we've already covered with the 20 times number of basic energies in your discard pile. Very nice tech. I'm pretty sure it's going to see some play here and there. Darmanitan, nothing really too special. It's got an interesting little first attack here. Attach up to 3 fire energy from your hand to your Pokemon any way you like. As good as that sounds, because you could combo this with Flint. Flint lets you draw out 4 cards from your deck into your hand. So then you use this attack, you start powering up your Pokemon. The only problem is it's a stage 1, and I know it doesn't seem like a big deal, but you're kind of waiting a turn just to kind of start powering up your Pokemon. I think there are better ways we can go about that. So I don't know if he's really going to see much play maybe after Volcanion gets rotated out. The smaller Volcanion, the one that powers up 2 fire energies to 2 Pokemon. Maybe we'll start to see more of him, but as of right now, I think he's going to take the back seat. Heatmor, 120 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon. If it's not burned, this attack does nothing. So your Pokemon has to be burned before you can even do this 120 damage. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one. Reshiram GX, we already covered this one. A very, very good Fire GX card with the 180 GX attack, and you can attach up to 5 energy from hand. Yeah, definitely worth trying a deck out for. I'm just trying to go through this as kind of quickly as I can. Usually these types of videos run a little bit longer than I want because it's really just supposed to be my very first quick thoughts and glances at these things. Another Salazzle. This is like what, our 5th, 6th Salazzle. It's going to be the same. What, your opponent's active Pokemon is now Burn. Can't retreat. Okay. 80 damage, discard an energy. There's your typical Flamethrower. Nothing too special here. The card we haven't talked yet that I mentioned probably already once or twice in a couple of my videos. Kingdra GX, I think, is going to be the card that's going to bring water back into the meta. So I'm really excited for this card, if you can't already tell. First of all, it's a cool looking GX card. I mean, come on, give it that. It's got like this whole vortex, tornado-y water thing going on around it, so that's pretty sweet. 230 HP, which is kind of typical Kingdra. I don't think is one for high HPs anyway in the video games, so that kind of goes along with that. But its attacks are all 1 energy. 1 energy, that's it. Now, I'm gonna kind of go backwards here because it's the main star, or the main attack is its first one. But let's start with its GX attack. 40 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Just straight up. It's actually a very good like start, I would say. So if you manage to get a Kingdra GX like right off the bat, maybe obviously not turn 1, turn 2, just do 40 damage all across the board, because by then your opponent's going to have a full bench anyway. So you've already softened up the entire bench. Now the second attack, or the middle attack there, you see, Reverse Thrust. I keep forgetting to highlight these attacks for you. 30 damage, then you switch this to one of your bench Pokemon. I will give it this. I think it's better than the Tapu Fini GX one, because I think it only does 20 damage. But at least Tapu Fini gives you the option of switching. This one, you have to switch. So, you know, you got to pick and choose your poison here. Maybe you switch back into something with a bursting balloon, I guess, or something that you don't want to get rid of. I don't know. I very much doubt that this is going to see much play anyway. But this attack right here. So, 1 energy, 10 base damage. So what, right? But the attack does 50 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. Now you're probably thinking, it's only got 1 water energy on it. If you're only going to do 60, yeah, you could keep adding more. Okay, so if you add, let's say there's 3 water energies, right? That's 160. With a Choice Band, you're doing 190. But then you got to get 3 water energies, right? Sure, you could Aqua Patch. That's doable. But do you not remember the Quagsire? I'm pretty sure I did that video already. Quagsire, which basically lets you move all your water energies to your active. What I'm thinking is you just pile up all your water energies whenever you need to throughout the game onto your bench. Once you're ready for Kingdra to attack, just switch out the Kingdra there, use Quagsire's ability, and start moving as many water energies as you need. Once you're KO'd, I mean, if your Kingdra's like almost about to get KO'd, switch it out with another Kingdra and use Quagsire and move all those abilities over to that new healthy Kingdra. Max Potion this Kingdra. It's like an endless combo that's just, I think it's going to surprise a lot of people. I don't know. Maybe I'm overhyping it. Maybe I'm just super biased towards water Pokemon. But I'm just really excited for this card. This, along with the Greninja, I think those two are going to be my main water decks going forward in the next couple years. So really happy that water Pokemon seems like there's a chance for water to be strong in the meta. Here's to hoping. But very nice card. Very glad that they put that in there. Magikarp, usual Magikarp. Gyarados. So this Gyarados is actually kind of interesting. The attack is pretty nice. 160 damage for 2 water, 1 colorless, and you get discard a stadium card in play. Choice Band 190. It's a beefy stage 1. It's 160. Weak to lightning, which is fine because there's not a lot of lightning Pokemon being used right now in the meta. So it's gonna be very. It's a lot of people I think are gonna try to make a nice little budget deck out of this. The only problem, its ability. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an opponent's attack, you put 2 damage counters on each of your bench Pokemon. Not your opponent's, but yours. And it's such a bizarre thing, because why would you want to start weakening your Pokemon? And I was trying to wrap my head around it. I saw a couple videos that kind of gave an idea. They said like the Zekrom and the Reshiram that had the outrage attacks, you could be beefing them up, sure, but you're kind of at risk of basically, I don't know, basically, KOing them, so your opponent can easily just get them out, KO, and then just keep going. And I mean, yeah, you could still be kind of putting pressure because you have 160 attack here with 160 HP. I don't know, it's just odd. I would think, though, one thing, no, you can't even use Mr. Mime, because Mr. Mime, I think, is from your opponent's attacks that it blocks. I don't know what you could do. Oh, you could show off abilities, I guess, with Garbodor, but Garbodor's going to get rotated soon, probably by the time this comes out. I don't really know what to do with this one. You could beef up a Tauros. At least Tauros can take a decent amount of damage and then use its GX attack. That's probably what it's used for. I'm trying to think. Lucario has the same GX attack, but Lucario uses fighting, so you don't really want to use him. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a card that maybe we haven't seen yet that this is going to combo well with. Who knows? But it's still a good gear, though, so I give it props for that. Lapras does have a Hydro Pump attack, but it's not as strong. Base damage is 70, Billing does 10 for each water, so when you attach 3 water energies here, you're only really doing 100 as opposed to 160 that Kingdra does. So nothing really to talk about there. Quagsire, like I said, I'm pretty sure I released this video. If not, please let me know so I can upload it. But this ability is just all sorts of amazing. Being able to move water energy just kind of freely like that from your bench to your active. It's very nice, and it's going to allow for Max Potion to be heavily used in a deck like this. So I'm very happy about that. No, I'm not sponsored by Mountain Dew. Stop asking. I know someone's going to ask. I have Mountain Dew drinks in a lot of my videos. Corsola. Corsola is another interesting card. So it does, for 1 water energy, 20 damage times the number of water energy attached to this Pokemon. I think this will be actually a very nice one-of tech in a Kingdra deck. Only because, if you think about it, so you switch out you Guzma out, I don't know, your opponent's Pokemon that has Heavy Retreat, Kingdra goes back onto the bench, you pull out Corsola on the active, but you were just a few damage counters away, maybe 40, 60 damage counters away from knocking out the Pokemon that you were going to attack with, but you didn't want to risk Kingdra. So I'm thinking, once you do that Guzma, Max Potion to Kingdra, move all the water energy to his Corsola, and then use that attack, and then just, I don't know, snipe off the Pokemon that was about to be KO'd. I think that's probably like the best way. It would probably be like kind of a last game, like a end game kind of thing, where you just need that last prize card, last 2 prize cards, and then Corsola is going to be there for the win. I really think Corsola will be a very usable tech. The only thing is, I say late game, end game, late game, same thing, is because if you use it early game and you have all those water energies attached to it, Corsola's only got 90 HP. Corsola's going to get knocked out very quickly, so I wouldn't want to risk having all of those energies attached and then losing them all. Sure, you could Aqua Patch, but you only have so much Aqua Patch to be kind of risking or just gambling on that. So I don't know. Late game for sure. I'm definitely gonna stick one in my Kingdra deck once it gets there. Phoebus and Melodic, kind of underwhelming cards. I was hoping Melodic would see some pretty good attacks. I love this art. This art is amazing. That is like GX card art. Like, that is beautiful. Melodic has always been one of the coolest water Pokemon. But it's attack, so 40 damage, and then it does 40 damage to 2 of your bench Pokemon. 120 damage split in 3 ways. I don't know how useful that would be. The attack cost is very, very demanding. 3 water energies. I don't know if it's worth investing time into a Melodic. So I think that one's going to take a back burn. Oh, okay. So this Wishy-Washy. You would think Wishy-Washy has no playability whatsoever. But then, so then there was like that Wishy-Washy GX, very, very expensive attack cost, high HP, used as a wall mainly, but still hasn't really found its way. I think because of now this little Wishy-Washy here, Wishy-Washy GX is going to come back strong because of its ability here. Now, the ability says, as long as this Pokemon is in play, each of your Wishy-Washy GX get 20 HP extra and their attacks do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Wishy-Washy GX, mind you, has 210 HP, has one attack that does 20 damage, another attack that does 120 damage, and a GX attack that does 200, if I'm not mistaken. You have, if you can get 4 of these Wishy-Washy onto your bench, so you're adding 80 HP, bring in Wishy-Washy GX's attack, or HP to 290. You add a Fury Belt, that's 330 HP onto a Wishy-Washy GX. I don't know what Pokemon could possibly one-hit KO that. I don't see it happening. And I don't think it can happen. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. But on top of that, you're adding also 80 more damage onto your Wishy-Washy GX's attack. That one attack that does 20 now does 100. 110 out of Fighting Fury Belt. So you can easily just kind of 2-hit KO a lot of Pokemon and max potion it. So what if you lose energy? Put one back on. Not a big deal. Now if you do the other attacks, obviously you're doing what? 200, 210 with the Fury Belt, and then like 280. I honestly think you should just stick to the first one and just leave it there. But because the other attacks have like 5 energy costs, 3 water, and a double colorless, that's just too much energy to invest in my opinion. Stick to the 1 water energy and just keep max potioning, and then there, you're off to the races. There is a huge con though. Otherwise this would be a broken card. It is a basic with an ability, which means it can easily get shut down by a Alolan Muck. Alolan Muck is still a thing. Came out in Sun and Moon, and he shuts down all basic abilities. So if someone has an Alolan Muck, that's it. You're done. These Wishy-Washy are useless. Or someone can kind of keep KOing your Wishy-Washy. So yeah, obviously, I mean 30 HP is nothing really to glorify. It's really just the ability here, but there's still some cons to this. Will people try to make a deck out of Wishy-Washy GX? Yes. Will it be strong enough to stay in the meta? I don't think so. I don't know. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but this just goes to prove water is getting some love here, I think, in the next rotation. So hopefully water is gonna top most of the decks at tournaments. Let's see, Trapinch, Dratini, Dragonair. We've already covered this Dragonite. Awesome GX attack. Put 3 Dragon Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench. You can put in Alterias to add the 20 damage. You can have more Dragonite GXs. I don't know. There's like other Dragon Pokemon I know just came out too that support Dragon Pokemon overall. So awesome GX attack. 200 damage too. It's a great card overall. Vibrava. Oh, this was the other one I was talking about. So Dragon support here. Prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks except damage done to your Dragon Pokemon. So no burn, no any sort of status conditions, no like you can't attack next turn, anything like that. So very sweet. Altaria we did a bit of a video on, which does 20 more damage for each of your opponents, or does 20 more damage added onto your Dragon Pokemon's attacks and they're active. So obviously people are going to play Altaria very heavily. Druddigon we've also covered with the ability Rough Skin, being able to put 3 damage counters every time it gets hit. What else is here? Zekrom. Is there anything special? Has an attack similar to Raikou GX. I think it's actually exact same. 150 damage, but Tails you do 50 damage to yourself. Shred. Almost like every other Dragon Pokemon has Shred. There's nothing really shining about this one. Kyurem has that Outrage attack. I guess this would go well with that Gyarados we were just talking about. But I'm thinking, why dragon, not water? If it was water, we can easily aqua patch this, so that way it would become a little bit more playable, or at least synergize with the Gyarados. But it's a dragon, so you would have to work around that. White Kyurem GX, we've already covered as well. Another awesome GX card. Plenty of strong attacks, so that's nice there. Zygarde. I don't think this is a very good one. Enrage, 60 damage. If it has damage counters on it, it does 60 more damage. No, not very good. Turtonator. This one's kind of interesting too. So, Explosive Jet, 50 times damage. You may discard any number of energy attached to your Pokemon. This attack does 50 damage for each discarded in this way. You discard 4 from your Pokemon across your bench or something like that. You do 200 damage, 230 with a choice band, or 210 if you want to do Fighting Fury Belt, so that we can bump up its HP to 150. The only problem is that it's 3 fire energy. It's a cost of 3 fire energy. I don't know if that's worth investing on a Turtonator. I don't think it is. I don't think it's going to see much play. Drampa, which is another dragon support. So 20 damage, attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to one of your dragon Pokemon. So just some energy acceleration, and could possibly help you get some of those weird energy cost, the lightning, fighting, water, fire type of thing, because you could easily kind of discard one or the other and just attach it with that. Jingmo, Hakamo, and Komo. This is like what, the third, fourth time we've got this card. There's actually nothing exciting about this one. 90 damage for a fighting double colorless. This Pokemon, if this Pokemon has 8 or more damage counters on it, this attack does 120 damage more. So you could easily do 210. Sounds good in theory, but you have to have 8 damage counters on you, which means half your HP is gone. I don't know if that's worth risking all that energy cost and that much HP for that attack. So I'm going to say no to the Komo. Swablu, we're getting reprint of Aqua Patch, Switch Buoy. This is what I'm talking about, boys and girls. The water support. Switch your active water Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon, then heal 30 damage from that Pokemon you move to your bench. It's a switch with some healing. It's basically an Olympia as an item card. What is there not to be excited for that? Like, that is an incredibly great card. We're losing Floatstone in rotation, so we need to be able to have Switch, which we do, but if you're playing a water-focused deck, you just need to play Switch Buoy. There's no reason for you not to play Switch Buoy. That's it. Enough said. I mean, it's awesome. I'm definitely going to be putting those in my water decks. Flint, we've already covered before in another video. Search your deck for up to 4 energy cards, and then 4 fire energy cards to put them into your hand. Combos very well with a lot of the other fire Pokemon. That allows you to attach energy. I think it was the Reshiram GX and the Darmanitan. Darmanitan, that's what it was. But you do have to discard 2 cards in order to play it, so just keep that in mind. Dragon's Talon we covered with the Druddigon before in a separate video. You put 3 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon whenever they attack your Dragon Pokemon with this card. Reprint of Kiawe. That's not surprising, seeing that this Dragon Storm has very much heavy fire Pokemon. Blaine's Explosive Battle. First of all, very good to see Blaine back. Blaine, one of the greatest gym leaders out there. This card is interesting in a sense that it's like it's probably the most powerful draw supporter, but it's only going to really see play in fire Pokemon because it's only 4 fire Pokemon. So you can only play the card, first of all, if it's the only card in your hand. Kind of like how Archie's Ace in the Hole and Maxie's was. It's got to be the only card. But for each of your fire Pokemon in play, you draw 2 cards. You have a full fire setup, 6 Pokemon, 6 fire Pokemon. Well, now you have the ability to draw 12 cards with the supported card. 12 cards is intense. I don't really know if it's going to be ideal, though. Like, you need to be able to draw into cards that you can play. Otherwise, maybe you're stuck with a whole bunch of supporters. If you don't use any of the fire energies there, your opponent could easily use, I don't know, what is it, Team Rocket's no, Team Skull Grunt or whatever, that like looks at your hand, discards two energies from there. It's kind of risky. It is nice to probably maybe put as a tech, so maybe a 1 or 2 of at most. I wouldn't go any more than that though. It sounds awesome to draw 12 cards, but I just don't see it being very reasonable, especially if there's going to be a lot of cards in your hand that maybe you can't play. So you got to be careful with that. Zinnia, nice little energy acceleration, but one of your Pokemon does have to be knocked out the previous turn, but you get to attach 2 basic energies from your hand to one of your Dragon Pokemon. Lance Prism Star, which we've already covered in a separate video that we said it was practically broken. So you get to search your deck for 2 Dragon Pokemon and put them onto your bench. I mean, Dragonite's just straight away. I don't know what else there needs to be said about that. Wella Volcano Park. So this is kind of interesting because it really wants to push people to play Burn, I guess. Each player's Burn Pokemon remains burned between turns, even if the coin flip is heads. Could come in handy if you're playing a strictly Burn deck. Who knows? Salazzle might see some play. Devoured Field, we know that adds 10 to Dragon and Dark Pokemon attacks, and then obviously a reprint of Brooklet Hill for those Kingdras and Quagsires and all those lovely water Pokemon that we're going to have. But overall, Dragonstorm looks to be an awesome expansion, in my opinion. I love most of the cards in this set, and I'm kind of excited for it. I'm thinking it's going to change the standard for the look of it, at least how people play and things like that for a while. Because right now we're just stuck at a Buzzwole Zoroark or a Zoroark plus whatever it is that you want to play. I'm getting a little burnt out from it. I'm kind of getting bored with it. I really want to start seeing some more creative decks out there. So hopefully this stuff, it looks to be like another Guardians Rising, because we got a lot of good cards out of Guardians Rising. So I'm hoping this will bring about the same effect. So let's take a look at some of the full art cards here. Let's pull up some. So this is the Reshiram GX. Very lovely card. I like the pose to it. I like the fire background. Kingdra GX, one of my boys. I think the pose could have been done a little bit better, but I do like the blue background to it. Dragonite GX, which is actually, this is a cute card because it fits with the whole, it reminds me of the base set, no, the Fossil, I think it was, the Fossil Dragonite card where he's just kind of like sitting, he's got his hand in his mouth. It just reminds me of that. Just I think it's because of the smile. So this is actually a very nice card for Dragonite for sure. White Chiron GX in all of its glory. I mean, he's just like, you know, I dare you to come at me. Go ahead. I think a lot of people that are going to play White Chiron will probably play this card just because of its stance. Like, it's just waiting for it to have an opponent square off against it. Blaine, pretty simple. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more in the back, but it's okay. I don't know. A lot of people are kind of going crazy for it. I'm not. Like, Zinnia's pretty cool. At least she's got a Pokeball in her hand, I guess. But even then, she kind of freaks me out. She's like, is she supposed to be... I don't remember. I don't think I played... I don't even remember what expansion she's from. What region or gen she's from. I don't know. Because she looks like a vampire. Obviously, she's a dragon trainer. I get that. But she just freaks me out. And then we got our hyper rares, which are basically the same poses as the full arts. Just looks rainbowy. And then we have our secret rares down here. Switch Buoy, Flint, and Dragon's Talon. A lot of people were just really hoping to see a secret rare Dragon Energy, double Dragon Energy, but no luck on that one. So unfortunately, we don't get that back. It would help us out a lot for these Dragon Pokemon, but yeah, it's not going to happen, at least not anytime soon. I don't know if they'll ever reprint that again. So that's basically it. My biggest feature here is definitely this card. I just love and adore this card. Can't wait till it comes out. Dragonstorm, guys, I think you got to get really excited for this set. It's going to be a good one, and definitely one worth going for packs and things like that. And yeah, so those are my first thoughts on the set. A pluses almost across the board. minus a few little kind of confusing cards, but yeah, thumbs up for sure. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that way you know when I upload videos, and do whatever else that you guys have got to do. Keep yourself busy, get some rest, and I'll see you all in the next video.